Hi everyone and welcome to Tuesday's General Hospital Recap. As always, don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss any of our videos or recaps. Let's get right to it. At Carly's, Carly comes home to see Jax. They hug. My bangs are already messed up. He heard about Morgan's killer being caught. Does it help? Yes, but now there's no distraction from the grief and what's going on with Sunny. So he tells her that Lady Jane died last night and that's why he's here. Apparently, she had always hoped that him and Carly would try their marriage again, and Carly says, well, my marriage is ending, so I'm sure she'd, be, ooh. So she tells him that Sunny slept with someone, once and then lied about it for months. He is really sorry, and I'm making so much noise and I can't. He can't see her breaking up over a one-night stand, though, and she's like, no, it's about who he cheated with. So she tells him that he cheated with Nell. Nell set up Sunny. She tells him, who Nell is, that she's Frank Benson's daughter. And Frank told Nell a pack of lies about her, and they played right into her hands. And he's like, I'm so sorry. It's my fault. In Turkey, I know, right? Tracy resembles the unknown lady in the painting. What does it mean? Basically, her father bought it because it reminded him of her. She wants answers, and there's someone who speaks English. He's the man in charge. The guy knows Edward, but not by that name. He knocked on the door seeking asylum in the past, and, Edward, he had given antiquities and sold things to compensate, but he wouldn't part with this painting. It reminded him of his daughter. He has a letter from Edward to her. So he says Edward wasn't sure if he'd ever see her again at the time he wrote this letter. She reads it. Basically, he has regrets about their relationship. He wants to rectify things. He's sorry he cut her out of the will. He meant to add her back in. But the painting he found reminded him of her, her character, her heart, and he wants this gift to be proof that she'll always be his little girl. And he loves and forgives her, and now she needs to forgive herself. And I'm sure you'll know where best to put this painting. So Tracy wants to take it home, and the man in charge says, no, you can't do that. They have a buyer for the painting who's willing to pay $20 million, and they need the money for their charity work. And Tracy's like, no. At Finn's place, Hayden is bothered from when he grabbed her wrist. He showered and feels better. He's pretty much over the withdrawal, and the events of last night are a bit blurry to him. So he's all happy, and she's apprehensive. He can see it, and then Curtis comes over. He warns him of what's to come. And Hayden's going to go get showered and check out General Hospital. She's been gone for a few days. Finn stops her real fast to thank her, but she wants to get out of there. So Curtis stays with Finn, and Finn tries to bring up Hayden's apprehensiveness, and he wonders if something scared her, and Curtis is like, you don't remember? At the penthouse, Sam shows Jason the picture and the credit card alert. She didn't even think to flag Julian's card, and she wonders if Alexis could be right about Julian being alive. So Jason says that he could be charged, so faking his death isn't a total impossibility, but he has to go for right now. So Sam goes back to investigating. Nathan comes over, official business. The credit card it was used to buy a bus ticket to Los Angeles. And as Sam says, Los Angeles is as far away as you can get from Port Charles, which is funny because it's filmed in Los Angeles. So he has to ask if Julian ever talked about an escape plan. So if he had a plan, it was never talked about with her or Lucas. And Nathan thinks maybe the card was found or stolen. He wants to talk to Alexis, but Sam says she doesn't know anything, and he still wants to talk to her, though. So Sam arranged for Alexis to be at a hotel so Nathan can't find her. But to be quite honest with you, I was at work and I was doing a million things at that time, so I might have not heard that right. So at General Hospital, Jake's appointment with Dr. Maddox is today. Liz is concerned about pressing Jake too hard and that he'll shut down. But then Jake winds up finding Franco, because why not? And he asks when they can finish their timelines. So Franco says he has to work a lot, and he wants Franco to stay with him for his appointment. He's begging him to, but Franco has to say no. So Jason arrives, and Dr. Maddox has a meeting with him and Elizabeth. She tells him about the drawing and how there's a scarecrow on Cassie Island. So Dr. Maddox says this could take time and patience. Jake wants to talk to Franco. He keeps questioning why he has to see Dr. Maddox and he can't see Franco, but Liz, like, she has to get firm with him, you know, and she's never really taken that tone with him before. So Jason talks to him, and he'll go with Andre. Liz isn't happy with Jason, though. I don't think so. Dr. Maddox has action figures for Jake. He has the Wicked Witch of... Oh, he picked the Wicked Witch of the West and the Scarecrow. And in his story, they're friends. So this is just really weird, to be quite honest with you. So also in the hospital, while Jake's at his appointment, Elizabeth wants Hayden to talk to her. She shows Elizabeth the bruise on her wrist, and, you know, more importantly, he zeroed in on all her insecurities, where he could do the most damage. And she says that she can't take it. Oh, Elizabeth tells her that she can't take it personally, and then she talks about Lucky and how they didn't bounce back. And she tells her that, you know, she has to make herself a priority. Back at Finn's, Curtis leaves and Hayden comes back. He filled him in on everything. He's ashamed of himself, and she says she was really scared. He's sorry. He doesn't remember, but she does. And obviously those thoughts existed in his head about her, and she can't walk this road with him. You know, this is a lonely road. The only one he's ever known, you know. Don't know where it goes, but it's only him, and he walks alone. Da-dun, 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 da-dun. I had to. I'm sorry. 14-year-old Carly was like, you know you have to do that. And I was like, yeah, I know. At Kelly's, Amy is planning her outfit for something. We'll find out, don't worry. And she's talking about a guy, and they were in film club together, but he probably doesn't remember her. And then Dylan Quartermain comes in, and he recognizes her, and she seems smitten. Who wouldn't be? So he knows there's, like, Lord of the Rings Amy. He's thought about her a lot. He talks about a meeting with Andy Serkis, and, you know, she was the only one who cared about, like, the Lord of the Ring movies and everything, as he did. Her name's Amy Driscoll, by the way. We got a last name. I might have known that. I don't know. We know how I am. So what they're planning is the Port Charles High reunion. So that's, you know, a little mystery solved there. And, you know, Amy's all, ooh, and I just, like, I don't blame her. But then Kiki comes in, and then, you know, her and Dylan kiss, and Amy's like, oh. So Kiki doesn't, you know, get the Lord of the Ring movies or, like, Game of Thrones. And honestly, Sarah Jane's been begging me to watch Game of Thrones, but I cannot get through that first episode, like, legit. So, you know, she's just not that invested in fantasy worlds, and Amy has to get going, and Dylan's glad they found each other again. And honestly, like, I love Kiki and Dylan together. And we've fought a long, hard road for that to happen. And I'm not really a fan of Amy, but, like, I don't know. I kind of feel for her, because Amy, when she leaves, you know, she's all excited about, you know, seeing him again and this, that, and the other thing. And, you know, when she leaves, she's crying, and she's talking to a Christina on the phone. And, you know, she thinks Kiki's all wrong for Dylan, and she doesn't even like Game of Thrones. And I'm like, okay, I didn't know that was a prerequisite. I mean, if she didn't like Harry Potter, then, like, yeah, kick her to the curb. But, like, Harry Potter wasn't mentioned. Maybe I need clarification on this Harry Potter thing from Kiki. So Kiki thinks that she has a career for herself at General Hospital. She signed up for a training course to be a nurse's aide. He's really proud of her. And then Franco comes in, and he talks about Jake. He thinks he can help, but, you know, he did the right thing and turned him away. Oh. And now end scene. There's so much noise by the front door, and I know it's just a cat, but, like, legit scared me for a while. So Tracy says she won't part with the painting. Finn says that, you know, it was the drugs talking, and she's like, no. Like, she knows what people think of her, and, you know, she thought he was the exception. But, you know, she has a list of rehab centers. He doesn't want their help, but she leaves. She's like, I'm out. I'm sorry. Jake is fine with his appointment. He has to use Liz's phone, and Dr. Maddox has some advice. He's sensing tension between Elizabeth and Jason, aren't we all? And they need to make peace. You know, they need, because Jake's picking up on it too. Franco feels there's darkness buried inside Jake, and Kiki says that, you know, he has to respect that. He's not Jake's father, and, you know, Jake then calls Franco, so not helping. he wants to finish the timeline, and he says Franco tells him he should finish it with his mom and dad. Curtis comes over to the penthouse. Sam tells him about the credit card. She doesn't want to put Alexis through this, so she wants to do the investigation, like, independent of her. Carly tells Jax how Nell blames her for paying Frank Benson for the kidney. He says that she didn't. He did. Dun dun dun. So I am going to film the next one right now. I will see you in like 5 minutes. And I hope you have a great 5 minutes. And you know what? I will have an announcement in the next video. So you have to watch it to find out. I painted my nails because I was cleaning my living room and found my nail polish. But it's late and I'm going to keep rambling. So I'll get right to this. Keep getting through, and I'll see you then. Bye.